almost leave home. Oh, it is a cold Canadian Monday morning. I'm dead serious. It's freezing. 5:45. I'm headed over to train Carolyn, and I'm training with Carolyn today. I train every single day, you guys. If you guys have been following for a bit, I train Carolyn 6 days a week, every morning, 6 a.m. It's been like that for the last 3 years. I make it very easy for myself because Carolyn she's dope to train with and train because I coach obviously, but she grinds. She's a hard worker. This is her transformation. Insane transformation. She's making gains in her 50s. I train with her sometimes, and then sometimes I don't. And to be honest, for me, when I don't train with her, it's sheer laziness. It might be the fact that maybe I went to bed too late and my morning routine gets messed up, so I don't train with her, which is like a terrible excuse. But I'm going to train legs today with Carolyn. I have a plan for her. It's very important for us as getting into that mindset and your approach to training. And my approach to training is the same approach when it comes to coaching, right? And I think you should guys, try and have the same type of mindset. It just makes you more organized and gives you better overall understanding of what you want to achieve. So for me, it's like, all right, number one, what are we training, right? And how are we going to do that? And then what kind of results do we want in the end? So I'll kind of break down for you. What are we training? Okay, obviously today we're training legs, okay? What kind of legs are we training? Are we training more hamstring dominant, quad dominant? Are we doing all in one? Well, I train Carolyn twice, 6 days a week. She's doing 2 leg days. Like I said, in that transformation, it's about, she needed glutes. Basically, she needed a lot of things, right? She was already fairly lean already and whatnot, but it came to overall muscle, shaping her body for women's figure. It's all about what are we training and how are we going to do it, and then what kind of results do we want from that. So again, when it came to her glutes and hamstrings, I'm always going to do an opener of a hamstring opener. If most of the time, if not all the time, her first exercise will be a hamstring exercise, whether it's lying hamstring curls, Nordic curls, lying on her back, leg curls. I made her do some crazy shit before, that kind of stuff. And what I feel like when it comes to that, how it's okay, then how are we going to do this? And when it comes to hamstrings, why do I do that? Okay, so the reason why I like doing hamstrings before I said is because number one, when it comes to isolating hamstrings, how many hamstring isolated exercises that you can load a lot other than lying hamstring curls, really? Right? Or seated hamstring curls. When it comes to RDLs, it's hamstrings and glutes. When it comes to, most exercises, hamstrings don't really get that much love in certain exercises, So when it comes down to it, let's just really exhaust the hamstrings at the beginning of the exercise of your day, and get them primed and ready to go, because they're not going to get that much love during the rest of the exercise. I train her for an hour, right? And that's why I'm really, adamant about training efficiency. It's what you can do in that hour, right? So for me, lying hamstring curls, we're going to open it up, we're getting her body nice and primed, and activated. We're exhaust the shit out of it. I'm talking we're still going to, it's not a pre-exhaust exercise. It is we're going to work your hamstring exercise. Then after that, it's okay, let's do a hip and knee extension, right? We're gonna do some kind of extension that way, in terms of, could be a squat variation of some sort. It could be a hack squat. We have a walking hack squat. We have a belt squat, Smith machine, safety squat. We have all of those things. So when it comes down to it, how do I want to load the glutes and the quads to get the best? And basically, it's also what exercises do we like to do that we enjoy doing? I know the exercises she likes to do. Same for myself when it comes down to it. So when I train her today, I'm going to do the ones that I want to do for myself as well too. When it comes down to it, I'm getting her when it comes to the heavy first exercise, and when it comes to how, it's my first exercise in terms of the squat variation. I want to challenge her a lot there, right out of the gate. So while her hamstrings are primed, then my rep scheme is going to be around 6 to 10 rep range. So in terms of the 6, we're still going to squat fairly, we're going to push a load a bit, but we're also going to make sure that she can control the weight, and and really make, it's almost like a mixture of the load's going to be heavy enough, but I want you to make that load even heavier by just being more efficient with your, reps, in terms of like your range of motion, your tempo, etc. And then when it comes to the next exercise, it'll be more of like a, 10 to 12 rep range, especially when it comes to lunges, or even 15 depending. If we're doing walking lunges, I might do a little more reps. If we're doing like a Bulgarian split squat or front foot elevated, it'll be like around like a 10 to 12 rep range. And then if that glute bridge, it'll be like, 10 to 15 as well too. So that's my approach when it comes to training. And then, so I think about these things before I go in, I get in, and then that's my approach. So I know that, going into my exercise, this is what I'm training. And then it's like how I'm going to train it. And then the biggest thing in the end is like, what do I want from this? In the end, what do I want from this exercise? I want to leave, honestly. And this is very simple. It's not even like it's not a scientific answer. It's like, I want to leave feeling like I don't want to do this again. Like if you're not leaving your workout and like, feeling like, yo man, I got some work done. You know what I'm saying? If you're not leaving like that, you didn't work, right? And it doesn't mean you go in there and beat the shit out of yourself and you put on a bunch of like weight that you can't lift. It's like, I would say it's almost like, a sprinter. I used to sprint, right? When it comes down to it. So like sprinting, when you're sprinting and doing your best, that workout is like, at the end you're just like, oh my God, like that was, your hip flexors are tight, your hamstrings, you worked. And that's what you want to do. That's the results. I want the results of this exercise, of this workout for myself and Carolyn, especially Carolyn and myself, but not Carolyn, is to, at the end of this workout, be like, I'm done. Like, I don't, if you at the end of your workout are like, man, I could have done more. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I probably could have did another exercise. Like, then you weren't working hard, right? So right out of the gate, the first exercise, intensity is high. The second exercise, like intensity should be consistent throughout. Even when the energy dips, which it will, because you're not going to be as strong in the first exercise as you will the last. You're not. But your intensity can be at its highest. And that's all it is. It's just effort. Effort is intensity, right? If your intensity is low, then your effort was low. And that's all we're talking about. We're almost here now. Her street is always daggone slippery. Jam on these brakes. Pump these brakes. God dang. How do you feel like, so how's your back and everything feel today?
From like my workout yesterday?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
A little tiny more stretch at the bottom. Yeah. 11. Good.
Oh.
Good. Okay, go and do your last set.
Yeah.
I want you to, like, right from the bottom, I want you to pretend you're almost in a plank.
Okay, so hands to the ground.
Yeah, like where they normally are.
Where they normally are?
Yeah, just
okay.
like you don't have to be in a plank, but I want you to be like stiff as a board from like here.
So this.
Yeah, all the way to here.
Yeah.
Tight here. Almost be extending from here, but that weight already pushed in there.
Like that.
Where there's already tension from there, from the get-go.
Yeah, because there, see, I've lost it, right?
Right, exactly.
But usually I'm here.
Yeah, now stay there. Now, keep that tension the entire time, like you're flexing. And then from your feet here, almost pull these in as much as you can while you're pulling. Yeah, and don't go right to there. There you go. And keep tension tight. You almost feel like the front of your legs are flexed as well, too.
Right. That's what it feels like.
There you go. Good. Hard from the bottom, pull. Right. Good.
Oh.
Good. Pull hard, deep breath in, pull from there, tight back. There you go. Keep it tight. Good. Keep it tight. Good. One more, tight. Keep tight. Good.
Pulling the toes towards you is a totally different feeling.
Yeah.
So, like having it pull like that instead of just like that.
Right.
I was thinking I was contracted, but I don't think I was.
Well, I mean, you are, but then there's this part like here where it's kind of loose a bit. But you think if I do this,
it makes it tight.
Right, I'm flexing here,
yes,
and then I'm pulling hard for me. I started kind of being loose a little bit and then pulling this. So we're activating everything on the way down.
Yeah. And I think too, as much as I thought I was keeping tension, I might have been letting it go a little bit.
Yeah.
Until I was conscious of what you were wanting me to do.
Not like slow, just like controlled. Like convincing at the bottom, but like, again, being active
the whole way down.
So like you should be flexing your quads on the way down, and like stiff on the way down, but still controlling that. So when you're at the bottom, then we have power coming out. All right. One more. Good. And like when I'm coming up, it's hip and knees.
Yeah.
Not just like think of doing a leg press.
Right.
Like you're here up.
Up. Yeah.
Right. And
I wasn't.
But I'm not like also
up like this.
Hyperextending doing this.
Right. It's up as in straight. Right.
Like I'm flexing my quads on the way up fast, and then my hips are driving.
Just come with it.
Right. There you go. One more. Good.
Okay. So that felt good, but I probably could have done a few more.
Yeah.
So
we'll go to 35.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I think I could, but those felt good because I felt like I could do the explode.
Yeah.
Not explode, but
yeah. When you hear
like my first set, I was like, Mmm.
Yeah, and when you if you listen to the sound of the track.
Yes.
Like it's going.
Right.
And then you get a little bit of the bar going at the top.
Yes.
Which is good.
Okay.
You know when you're not able to do that when it's grinding up and the bar doesn't kind of do anything.
And that's how I felt my first set. I felt.
Yeah.
I was just as slow on the way up as I was on the way down.
Right. So right from here, I'm like flexing my quads, so that's keeping me up.
Right.
Right away, and flexing them all the way down. Also, like get your lats in real tight, so like almost try and get your elbows underneath the weight. Like, there you go. Another, good, one more. Good. So let's take like one rep at a time, 6 reps.
Okay.
6 to 10.
Okay.
So if you feel confident at 6 that you're good, stop at 6.
Okay.
If you got more in you, and just recognize how fast you're still going up.
Yeah.
Right, if you're grinding up, then you know you're coming close to an end. So we tight, bring us underneath like tight. Tight, yeah. Head right up, strong from here. Chest nice and strong. Drive. Bigger breath these last 2 reps. Fill the lungs up. There you go. Good. Yeah.
Sweet. They felt really good.
Yeah. And again, like that front leg strong on the way down. Tight legs, tight glutes. Good, one more. Good. That's how you feel if you're like, say, 200 and some pounds and you have to lose weight.
This puts it in a whole new perspective for me.
That was a good workout for her. So when it comes to legs, it's anyone who trains legs, it's a little more demanding than other muscle groups, right? So especially when you push it a bit. So for me, it's about just like moving, efficiently, pushing myself with intensity, and then making sure that I'm, strong throughout all ranges, etc. So at the very end for me, doing lunges, I'm not loading my hip any much more than I've already did today. So it's just more so of like me moving through the motion and being, dynamic and fluent through it. But that's my approach in terms of like, that's how I go into training. I know I've done a lot of videos in the past where it's like, it's either a talking head video or I'm, talking to you guys about something or, training wise, nutrition, mental health, cardio, or just like reacting to something, or, or I'm doing a demo video where, I'm either actually doing maybe a workout, coaching somebody through a workout, or doing like a top 10 best and worst, this and that. I want to get back to, I want to give you guys an insight of how I approach training. I've been doing this since I was 11 years old. I've been blessed. I want you to know how to do this for your life. This is an individual thing. No matter how many videos that I put out or whoever puts out, doesn't matter. Like, Doc Mike puts out videos, got great information. Myself, Greg, Jeff Nippard, Will Tennyson, even guys like, Jesse, like all the information that's out there is great, but it's an individual thing. Like, it's a very individual process that even though the information's out there, it's how it's applied to that person's life and all the variables that will affect the outcome or the trajectory of the process and whatnot. So my goal is when you're finished with me, whatever, when your time's up, whether you've reached your goals or, it's time for you to move on. That's my goal. I don't want to coach forever. I want you to learn that at the end of this journey, you have more confidence, you have more self-awareness, and you know how to apply this to your life. You know what to do. Even if you didn't reach your goals, completely, you at least know why, right? Every week when I do check-ins and whatnot, there's a part of this accountability aspect of it where I ask you questions that get, they ask you questions on a week-to-week basis that give you more awareness of like why, what kind of results you had that week, right? And all right, I got these results because, I had a great week this week because my sleep was good. I adhered to my diet, digestion was good, training has been, consistent. I've been recovering, all those, questions that I ask in the questionnaire on a week-to-week basis. It gives you more understanding of like, okay, this is what works, this is what doesn't work,